let's get things started with your national days of the week. That's where, ooh, of course, yes. Starting with tomorrow, domani, mañana, March 16th. It's National Lips Appreciation Day. I'm a big fan of lips, man. I like them. I love them. I want some more of them. I like lips. I like having my lips placed upon a lips of a chosen person. I'll be honest. I don't put my lips on it. It's just nobody. I have one person, and this one person has lips that I want to place my lips upon. That's the only person I want to place my lips upon until I die. I have determined that her lips are the only lips I'm going to appreciate and enjoy for the rest of my life. Do you have someone like that? Or are you a very promiscuous with your lips? Are you a kisser? Even in Spain, you do the dos besos, 2 kisses, but you don't really kiss. You find the prettiest woman in the shop, and oh my goodness, it's so happy to see you. And then you go, and basically you touch her cheek against her cheek, and you make kissing sounds, but you're not really kissing. These are cheek to cheek, but they call them dos besos, 2 kisses. You're making the sound. But in real life, when you put your lips up against the lips, it just keeps reminding me of one of my favorite jokes. In Alabama, it is illegal to have alcohol in the strip club. Now, you can go across the street and you can buy the alcohol, and you can bring that alcohol with you to the strip club. But inside the strip club, you can't have alcohol. But at last I recall, strip clubs are one of the few places where you were allowed to smoke inside. Which begs me to question if secondhand smoke is bad for one set of lips. And that's exactly where that ends every time. You have to figure out the rest on your own. Think about that on Monday, March 16th. National Lips Appreciation Day. Tuesday, March 17th. St. Patrick's Day, for those of you who didn't know. Also my father's heavenly birthday. I'm thinking about you, you old fart. I always do. And I prefer to think about you on your birthday than I do any other day. Anyway, speaking of Pop's birthday, something he never gave me as a child, it's National Corned Beef and Cabbage Day. I could go either way on that, honestly. Do I like corned beef? Sure. I don't, it's nothing I've ever wanted, desired, craved. Like, oh God, I gotta get my hands on some corned beef. Nope, that never happened. Now, cabbage, on the other hand, I am a cabbage fanatic. I gotta get my hand on some cabbage right now. Corned beef and cabbage has to be served with spicy mustard, and I'm sure my betrothed will make sure that happens. Is my head cut off, or is that just me? Oh no, I'm fine. Corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day. I loved doing green eggs and ham on St. Patrick's Day. I would color the eggs green. That was easy enough. But then I would also color the Spam green. And even though the food coloring had no flavor, my friends refused to eat the green colored Spam. It was disgusting, so they said. But when you do a green eggs and ham run, they got to eat the green eggs and ham. And you know, Spam takes to food coloring a lot better than ham. Ham, whoa, ham, ham. Think about this on March the 17th, National Corned Beef and Cabbage Day. Wednesday, March 18th, is National Sloppy Joe Day. It is Joe. It is not plural. It is not Joe's. It's not Sloppy Joe's Day. It's Sloppy Joe Day. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe Day. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Classic Adam Sandler, of course. I don't know what makes a Joe sloppy. I don't know who Joe is. Why was Joe so sloppy they named a sandwich after him? But I do know that if you put down a bun, it's got to be a bun. It can't be regular bread. And you put chili on top of the bread, and then you finish the bun off, that's basically a sloppy Joe. It's a chili sandwich. Now, I know Hormel, or whoever the Sloppy Joe people are, I know they make their own version of a Sloppy Joe, but quite honestly, is Sloppy Joe anything other than a chili sandwich? Is it? And there's nothing wrong with a chili sandwich. Chili sandwich, quite amazing. But then again, so is a Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe, yeah. Think about that and celebrate it any way you find possible. Wednesday, March 18th, National Sloppy Joe Day. Thursday, March 19th, is National Poultry Day. If I say poultry, you say hi. Hi, 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 hi. National Poultry Day. Is turkey poultry? Are all birds poultry, or is just chicken poultry? I don't know. I think it's a strange day to have. I mean, you could have National Dead Chicken Carcass You Eat Day. or dead other foul animal that you eat day. I don't know. I don't know what poultry is by definition. I've never had the need to look that up. But I can tell you, on Thursday, March 19th, I'm going to go to Bonchon. I'm going to go to the Capital City Mall in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and get myself some Korean fried chicken. Because nobody makes fried chicken better than Koreans. Now, how did Koreans become the chicken experts? How did Koreans become so good at making fried chicken? African Americans. In the piece of history that they don't tell you about. So in the 1950s, we decided to support South Korea in their battle against communist North Korea. And when we did that, we took a whole bunch of young Americans and we shipped them to Korea. Out of those Americans that we sent, many of them were of the African American flavor. So African Americans, they get to South Korea and they want to have something that they personally enjoy, fried chicken, and they teach the South Koreans how to make fried chicken. But the South Koreans said, nay, nay, which actually in Korean means yes, yes. I know that sounds backwards, but nay means yes in Hangul. So the South Koreans said, this is good, but we can do better. So whereas a typical fried chicken gets fried once, in South Korea, 2 times they fry it, dry it, and fry it again, making for an extra, extra, extra crispy flavor. And then they add toxicity to it. They add hot sauces to Korean fried chicken that are mind blowing. They will blow your mind. They are so incredibly flavorful and spicy. Not just toxic hot with flavor. So on Thursday, March 19th, get yourself some poultry. And if you're lucky, get yourself some fried Korean poultry. Friday, March 20th, is National Ravioli Day. You got the tortellines. You got a tortellini, and inside a tortellini, you can have a variety of mixtures. You can have cheese and spinach and meats and cheese and a variety of things. But with ravioli, you can't. I don't think you should. Maybe you can. I'm sure you could. With ravioli, the only thing inside a ravioli, the little square pasta, should be meat. As I say that out loud, yes, you can have cheese. You can have cheese ravioli. But why? Why would you do that to yourself? You get a perfect little piece of pasta that has meat inside of it that you cover with sauce that also has meat inside of it. It's meat on meat. It's all the things that are good. Anytime you're dealing with a pasta of the stuffed variety, always give me meat. Because I could put cheese on top of the pasta. I could put cheese in the pasta. But I want to eat the meats. That's not bad. That's not wrong. And so think about that on Friday, March the 20th. National Ravioli Day. Saturday, March 21st, is National Single Parent Day. I don't care about you being a single parent. I don't care if you're a woman raising your children alone. I don't care if you're a man, rarely, raising your children alone. There's a Mother's Day. There's a Father's Day. You do not need a single parent day. First of all, there are no cards. There are no cards for single parents. You chose to be in this situation, for the most part. Whether you decided to get divorced or your behavior caused your spouse to divorce you. But you chose to be a single parent. And you should not get extra credit for doing that. Children should be raised with two parents in the household. They should. And when they don't, bad things happen. True story. You need parents too to balance things out. I'm not a fan of single parent day. Parent day. I'm not a fan of it. And I'm also not a fan of Mother's Day mothers trying to take over Father's Day because, they're a single parent and they get to be No, you don't. But, you don't ever see that in the opposite. You never see, like, a dude on Mother's Day saying, I raised my kids all by myself. I should be celebrated on Mother's Day. No, you don't see that. Only women try to take over Father's Day in this role of superiority that they're blessed to be. I imagine those of you in that situation feel the same way. On Saturday, March 21st, National Single Parents Day. Sunday, March 22nd, is National Goof Off Day. Now, I don't know why they put that on the calendar. I don't know why somebody invested the money to make this a thing. But I can tell you, I'm a big fan of Goof Off Day. As a matter of fact, if I could, I would goof off more. I don't need Sunday, March 22nd to be National Goof Off Day. I need every day to be Goof Off Day. Just goof off, man. I play this scratch offs. I try to win the big monies. Like one of the ones I'm playing recently is the win $1 million a year for life. Do you know how much goofing off would come with an annual salary of $1 million a year? Much goofing off. So much goofing off. But at the same time, I don't make that kind of money now, but I still goof off quite a bit. I think you should goof off as much as you can. But especially on Sunday, March 22nd. National Goof Off Day.